Welcome to the Michelle Mission, 2 Men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams. I'm joined as always by my partner.
Hey, what's up? This is Len, aka the Bat Tribble.
And on today's stop on the Michelle Mission, we begin our celebration of June, which is Black Music Month.
Yes.
And to kick it off, we will be spending time with Don Cheadle's directorial debut, Miles Ahead, a true-ish story. Ish.
With a slant.
Ish. About black, jazz, American, international icon, Miles Davis.
Don't call it jazz.
Don't call it jazz. We'll talk about that as well. Starring Don Cheadle, Ewan McGregor, Emma Yahtzee Cornaldi, and Lakeith Stanfield shows up.
He sure does.
So we will talk about that and get into what is jazz, what isn't jazz, what is true, and what is true-ish.
Yes.
All tonight on the Michelle Mission.
All that and more.
All that and more. Again, it's like Waylon Jennings at the beginning of the episodes of Dukes of Hazzard, telling you all what all is coming on tonight's episode. But before we get to all that,
yes,
how are you, Lynn?
I'm doing fine, Vincent, and yourself?
I am also well. It's nice to see that summer has finally landed.
Oh boy,
here in Philadelphia.
It dropped in on Philly and said, hello. How these streets? Hot.
Yeah.
Hot in these streets. I don't know about where you are, missionaries, but it is a 96 in the shade.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Here in Philadelphia.
Yeah. We didn't really get a big transition either.
No, we did not.
It was just bam, here it is.
No, we did not. Not at all.
The old people would say we still have our winter blood. Like it hasn't really, like I didn't really get a chance to shift.
I never even heard that.
Your winter blood, like you know how you know how you're really cold when winter starts, but then like a month or two into winter, you're not
kind of settled in.
Yeah, you kind of settle into it. Yeah, that's your winter blood.
Oh, well, we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
No, we still got the winter blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everything's boiling.
I know.
Shout out to everyone out there watching us as we are streaming live via StreamYard to Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch, and everyone in the chat. Hello.
Good evening, one and all.
All right, Vincent, we're going to get right to it. We're going to get right into the heart of the show, and we're going to start with our listener mail.
Missives from the missionaries.
Yes, sir. And we actually have a email of a sort. It is a comment.
Okay.
That we received from RMJ Movie Reviews in regards to our review of Leonard Part 6.
Thank you, RMJ Movie Reviews.
I remember being 6 years old when this was released, and I wanted to see it so bad.
Okay, that's fair.
However, I didn't see it until years later on video. My God, it's a terrible piece of trash. Cosby was only good on The Cosby Show. Every movie he made was trash in the 80s and up. And now that begs the question, and I meant to actually look this up. Perhaps you know, Vincent. Like, what other movies did Bill Cosby do in the 80s? I
think it was just this Ghost Dad, and he showed up in the film that shall not be named by Robert Townsend in an extended cameo, basically.
Oh, that's
Remember,
right.
he doesn't even have dialogue.
Oh, he sure doesn't. Right. He's exercising his physical comedy.
Right. I think Bill Cosby himself came out, what is that, 80?
That was 83.
83. And then after that, it was just the Cosby Show Gravy Train.
Right. Because and to be fair, Bill Cosby himself in 1983 is a good movie. I mean, it's the blueprint.
Yeah,
but it's a comedy. It's a
concert film.
Concert film. His 80s movies. We mentioned Leonard Part 6 in 1987. Ghost Dad actually doesn't come out till 90, and the movie that shall not be named came out in 93.
Right.
His only other movie in in the 80s, besides himself, which we mentioned, was from 1981. It was a Walt Disney movie.
Interesting.
It is stars Bill Cosby, Susan Ansbach, and in the lead and sharing title role, Elliot Gould in The Devil and Max Devlin.
Was Bill Cosby in The Devil and Max Devlin?
As the devil.
You know what?
He was telling us all along.
I actually remember that. That's not a bad movie.
Really? I'm not sure I saw that film.
It is exactly what it sounds like. That kind of fallow period where Disney was trying to figure it out and like funky stuff was coming out.
Well, that's true. I'm reading about it. It came out in 1981. The film was considered to be controversial for a Disney film at the time, partly because of the subject matter and also because of Bill Cosby's atypical portrayal of a villainous character. And this was one of the films that influenced Disney to establish Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures as avenues for their more mature.
Since we're talking about it, what year is The Black Hole?
Oh, the Black Hole, I think it might be about the 80s. But you saying that this was a good film. This film was
did I say good?
Well, you said you remember it's not being a bad film.
Okay, I didn't say it was good.
Okay, but
hopefully what I said was I enjoyed it.
Well, you said you don't remember it being not bad.
All right, well, let me go. Yeah, I didn't say this is a good film.
Okay, well,
that's very definitive.
Okay, well, not bad is definitive too.
No, it's not as definitive. It was good.
That's true.
Right. Hey, how was that macaroni and cheese? It wasn't bad.
Okay.
How's that macaroni and cheese? Oh, it was good. See?
There's the difference.
See?
There is decidedly.
Okay. All right.
Proven.
Okay, go ahead.
Reading about the reception to this film, The Devil and Max Devlin, this was actually met with very negative reviews from critics, including Vincent Canby of the New York Times, who wrote that the film is neither the worst nor certainly the best of the lot. Variety wrote that though starting out well, the film falls on its face fast and never recovers. So
I guess we haven't even talked about the plot. I'm assuming this is one of those I sold my soul to the devil.
Yeah.
And then right.
Yeah. That pretty much is the.
I remember it being a little interesting.
Okay, if you say so. I don't remember. I see.
And again, it's kind of like it is like the Black Hole. Remember that was that period where Disney was doing like weird, funky stuff.
No. I dig that. I dig it. I know
because the Black Hole got bad reviews, and I love the Black Hole.
The Black Hole came out in 1959. I mean 1979. Excuse me.
Yeah. Right, that same period.
You know, you like the Black Hole? I think the Black Hole is not that good. The Black Hole is kind of slow.
It is slow.
It's very, very
but
slow.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
That the tone actually works for me because it like luxuriates in its strangeness. Like you have these long sweeping shots of like weird shit.
Right.
That I really liked.
I feel you.
You know, even as a kid, I was like, this feels like more of the sort of the descendant of the 70s movies that I like. I have a real kind of,
I feel you.
You know, now I'm not going to say love hate, but like a real tepid relationship with Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Star Wars turned science fiction into pop for a minute.
Oh yeah,
like all the got real pop after Star Wars.
You think so?
A lot of it did. I mean, for like 10 years. So like Star Wars is 77. Yeah, till you get to that sweet spot in the mid 80s with Alien and My Beloved Blade Runner and Terminator and when science fiction, then even Running Man, where science fiction got interesting again. For like 10 years, everybody was trying to make science fiction for 10-year-olds and trying to have like action figures.
I would argue that Star Trek the motion picture is not for 10.
Well, Star Trek the motion picture doesn't count because that was for old people. That was just that was a member berry that that we made happen through sheer force of will.
That's very true. Very true. Jeffrey Thomas wants to know, does Vincent have the sepia filter on his lens? No, he doesn't.
I'm old-timey. I'm old-timey. We're taping for the patio cast.
Yes. So if you want to send us a message, try the Michelle Mission Pony Express. No, we actually are just we got a ring light on, and it probably needs a little softening, but it is what it is. There you go.
All right.
So that's what that is about.
All right.
Jeffrey and Farrell Blackwell was to say, why are we still talking about Leonard Part 6? Why are we still talking about Bill Cosby? Is this the wrong episode?
No.
We're answering a listener mail
and talking about listener mail and Bill Cosby's film work in the 80s.
In the 80s, yes, that's what.
I'm surprised he didn't have a cameo on Fat Albert.
Yeah, maybe he did. But that would have been in the 2000s.
Right. True. Okay.
So I was looking mostly in the 80s.
Right.
All right. Back to the voicemails.
Oh, now we're back to voicemail.
I mean, voicemails.
Oh, email. Okay.
Back to emails. Excuse me. We got an email from Anthony Sterling.
Hey, Anthony.
AKA the Corrections Department.
Okay. What we mess up?
6th degree of Derville Martin correction.
Oh, okay. What?
Greetings from Louisiana. Thank you for letting us know where you're from.
Very nice.
Please, when you send us an email or a voicemail, please let us know where you're coming from, because we really appreciate that. So as I'm listening to the Leonard Part 6 episode, which I will continue to praise y'all for the sacrifices to your sanity for watching this.
We do it for the people.
I noticed that when Vince was connecting Penelope Cruz to the savant thespian that is Derville Martin, he said that she was in Nacho Libre. Sadly, Penelope was not in Nacho Libre as Sister Emancion.
Who was that?
That credit goes to Anna Di Gregoria. I will say that Penelope and Anna resemble each other, so I can understand. Anyway, love the podcasting and been rocking with y'all.
That is not Penelope Cruz.
Keep on doing the film's God's work. The mission continues.
In Nacho Libre?
I remember, like, an Latinx lead, so I didn't even bother checking on that. So apparently it's not. It's not.
I don't even know what else Penelope Cruz was in.
Oh, she's been in. Well, like I said,
I didn't say she wasn't in stuff. I just said I didn't.
But
know.
like I mentioned last week,
right?
She does serious stuff. Like, so, like, if you're not like in the mood for some of her stuff, it can slip through the cracks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. What do we need to do Penelope Cruz all over again? Like, I feel like we don't have to, but I'm
blown away that she wasn't in
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
You're still leaning.
Yeah.
She was in the the movies that probably she made the most money is in. She was in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh, that's interesting. So she was in Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise.
Oh, was she? Oh, yeah. She was in. She was also in a movie that I absolutely love, but I refuse to watch again, which was Blow with Johnny Depp. You ever watch Blow?
You know what? I did watch Blow. I have no memory of Blow at all.
I mean, I know it's based on a true story, and I loved Blow, but it's a movie that got me in my feels because of like Johnny Depp's character's relationship with his daughter.
Okay.
It made me like heartsick. It made me hold on to my daughter a lot longer and hold her.
Okay. All right.
So I don't want to watch that movie again. I own it, but I don't want to watch that movie again.
Right.
And Aaron Fry is saying that he did have a cameo in Fat Apple.
Okay. There you go.
Bill Cosby. So
there you go. Penelope Cruz was not in Nacho Libre. Bill Cosby was in Fat Albert.
And the world continues to spin on.
That's why you got to get up in the morning. You learn something new every day.
There you go. well, we're not going to do a do-over on Penelope Cruz, but
Right.
and we won't even notch it as a win in my books because I didn't catch it. So
Right. It's kind of like, are you calling like if you say somebody reneged, if you're wrong, you lose 3 books.
right.
So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
are you challenging me?
I'm not.
All right. So there you go.
All right. We also got an email
Okay.
from Sean Simmons.
Hey, what's going on, Sean?
Okay. And it says Sean Simmons MA. That means like a
As a Master of Arts.
Master of Arts.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Excuse me.
Hey, man.
I feel like he should be like Dr. Sean.
Well, that would be a PhD.
Oh, okay. So it's just Master of Arts.
Right.
Okay. I don't know.
Or ED.
Right. Mr. Webb
Or PsyD.
You finished?
Or an MD. There are various doctorates
Okay.
in doctors. But continue.
What
please.
are you?
I have a PhD.
So you are actually he is misrepresenting you. It should be Mr. Webb and Dr. Williams.
It's true. But you know what? As a trained rhetorician, yes, I'm going to give you a lesson in rhetoric.
All right.
It is impossible
Mm-hmm.
to correct somebody when they call you Mr. and you say, actually, it's Doctor. It is impossible to do that without sounding like an asshole. It's actually not possible.
I believe that.
So if someone calls you Mr., like you're still a doctor.
Yeah,
But like if you correct them, now you're an asshole.
exactly.
So,
All right.
But please continue.
Mr. Webb and Dr. Williams. I hope all is well. Music Month has me thinking.
Okay.
Sean Simmons writes, it has almost been a year since the House Party 2 review. So when are we going to get Toya of Toya Haynes of the First Time I Heard podcast and our social media director?
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to get Toya back for House Party 3?
Oh boy. Kicking and screaming.
I have been waiting on Pissed Off Toya.
That's a pretty funny Toya.
That's
a pretty interesting.
That's a fun Toya to have at the party.
Depending on how things go on our various episodes, we are very familiar with annoyed Toya.
Yes.
Like an hour after, like we did something wrong or
Mm-hmm.
something should have been done differently. And I'm not going to point any fingers, but somebody was running around here changing his shirt before we started because apparently his shirt is the wrong color. I'm not going to say
it was the wrong.
I'm not going to say which one of it was, but if someone points at Lynn, I'll whistle. Let me go change my shirt. Toy said, I said, what? Then I got scared. I was like, am I wearing the wrong color shirt?
No.
I didn't know we had to wear different color shirts.
You always had the right shirt.
All right, I'm just making sure.
It's always me.
Okay,
It's safe in assuming that it is always me.
All right, well, you make sure your shirt's the right color. But yes, Pissed Off Toya.
Yes, Sean continues. I've been waiting on Pissed Off Toya. I just ran back the House Party and House Party 2 reviews this weekend to relive those laughs. Sexual tension between Kid and Stab. Kid not being the rapper in his own dream,
Which is just sad.
Which is sad.
It's just sad.
It's just sad and true.
Yeah.
So many laughs. Appreciate all that you both do. Shined Sean Simmons.
Well, Toya, you heard what the man said.
Yes.
Or the woman. I mean, Sean could be a woman as well.
Well, yes.
You heard what the person said. You heard the missionary said.
Yes. The missionaries have spoken, Toya.
House Party 3.
Yes.
And you.
Yes. So we'll have to close out. We'll close out the summer.
We'll close out the
because it's
summer.
a summer. It's kind of like a summer.
It's summer. It's just like House Party and House Party 3 and kids gonna get married.
Yeah. And I don't think we're allowed to go any further down the House Party train.
I think that is the last House Party installment that was in the movies.
Yes.
The two after that, I think were straight to
video
or to television.
However, it promises not to be our last foray into the filmography of Kid and Play.
No, we still have to do Class Act.
That's right.
Which is their high concept film. They stretched out a little bit.
They wanted to flex.
Right. They did a Prince and a Pauper riff.
They wanted to,
I guess it's not quite Prince and the Pauper, but they switched identities.
Yeah. Well, it's Oscar bait.
It was Kid and Play saying we can play against type.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
They saw 6 degrees of separation and they said, you know what? We should call our manager. Ice Cube was in Are We There Yet? They were like, Submit
it for your consideration. Kid and Play.
Kid and
Class Act.
Class Act.
For Best Picture.
It's funny because Class Act is terrible.
It is very terrible. Which means that I can guess when that'll be showing up. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. Well, that has been our listener mail segment for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to email us any of your thoughts and concern. You can email us at the micheuxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION at gmail.com, or feel free, if you want to, drop us a voicemail at 215-867-9666. Tell Vincent and Len what's on your mind. Don't let the 666 scare you off. All right.
I don't like all that.
I know you don't.
I know.
But there it is.
There it is.
There it is. All right. Now, we're trucking right along.
Moving right along.
I don't know about you, Vincent.
Uh-oh.
But friends of mine will know that every once in a while, because I try and be very inclusive, and very, very, very supportive.
Absolutely.
Black women, like
no doubt. Love the sisters
and all things that I do. But every once in a while, I fall victim to having a man moment.
Okay.
Now, I had a bit of a man moment this weekend.
Okay.
The Memorial Day weekend, I actually spent it in New York.
Okay. All right.
With my girlfriend, Miss K, and her family. We had a great time. We went to see For Color Girls.
Very nice.
On Broadway. It was a fantastic show.
Excellent
show. I had a great time on Saturday. Sunday we sat for a cookout, had great food.
Always good.
Ate way too many deviled eggs.
Hey.
But hey, they were there.
You don't mess with the cholesterol. That's the way to do it.
That's what I had to do.
And
we were watching TV because we were watching the basketball game.
Okay.
Right, which came on later that night. And we were watching a couple of, actually, we watched a very funny, I think, Amazon movie.
Okay.
I believe it's an Amazon original film called Emergency.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this banner when you tap into your Amazon Prime.
I have not.
It is a film. I'm going to bring up the information on it because it was like a blind watch for me and my lady on Friday, but we didn't finish it, and then we watched it and completed it with her family over the weekend. It's directed by Carrie Williams, stars R.C. Seiler, Donald Elise Watkins, Sebastian Chacon, and Sabrina Carpenter. It actually is a cool film. I'm going to read for you the little IMDb summary on this. After an epic night of partying, 3 college students return home to find an unconscious woman in their apartment. Worried the police will suspect them of wrongdoing, they try to get the woman to safety without drawing suspicion. Hilarity ensues. Oh,
I did see this trailer. I feel like you left out a few important details.
Yes, that the 3 college students are black,
and most importantly,
the woman is a young white girl.
Right, so they came home to an unconscious white girl in their apartment. Yeah.
And
that's no good.
That is no good.
That's no good right there.
That is no good at all. And I love this film. It's funny. It definitely plays on some racial issues, but without being like, message heavy.
Right. Okay.
And definitely has a younger point of view of things.
Sure.
Especially in dealing with the N-word. It's a really cool scene that takes place in the classroom early on in the film. I think it's a film that you would enjoy.
Okay.
And I think at the age that your daughter is right now, she could handle this film because they're college students.
Yeah.
But I think she could get into it. It really like caught us by surprise how good it was.
Okay.
Conversely,
and I mean, it's on Amazon Prime.
And it's on Amazon Prime.
I mean, did it do the circuit at all? Is this in play?
No.
us?
It's an Amazon. It's an Amazon
The
Prime original.
Okay, all
so
right.
It debuted on there.
Okay.
Conversely,
all right.
We watched the film also on Amazon, and I also believe this is an Amazon Prime film that may have got a short run in theaters called Master, starring your girl Regina Hall, and Zoe Renee, who we were introduced to from Jin.
I won't watch it. I've gone back and forth about whether or not I should watch it.
Why?
You're about to tell me
why, because of the horror aspect of it.
The horror aspect, and appropriately enough, sort of ambient racism in academia. I'm not really trying. I mean,
well,
like.
It's there.
Yeah.
And it ain't,
no, really?
It ain't ambient.
Yeah. So
it's like this. It's like this. This key light. It's on.
Yeah.
The film, three women strive to find their place at a prestigious New England university that may disguise something sinister. Directed by Mariama Diallo. It's a film that. It's not bad. And I think I can see some
see?
It's not bad.
Okay.
And I could definitely see some people watching this like, oh, I really enjoyed it. Right.
Okay.
But I think it's a film that leaves a little too many dangling threads there, hanging out there. And I think that it's a film that desperately wants to be a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah, that was part of. I mean, look, if Regina Hall wasn't in it, I probably wouldn't have paid any attention to it.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And she's not bad in it either. But I mean, but she's
Regina Hall.
Yeah. I actually, having only really seen that I remember Zoe Renee from Jin, which I really enjoyed her.
Yeah, she was really good
in Jin. Watching her in this film, she's very good in this movie as well.
Okay.
She is very good in this film, and she carries a lot of the film.
Okay.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
I'll say that. Right. I think people should give it a chance. Cliff Durant says that it doesn't sound funny to me. Well, it's not supposed to be funny. To be fair, it's not supposed to be funny, but it was an interesting film. It was an interesting film. And we took that in.
If only we had a podcast where we talked about black movies. Seems like maybe we might have an opportunity to talk about it.
Well, maybe. Like I said, I got to check and see if it got a limited. I think it did.
I think it did.
Which means it might be in our wheelhouse.
Right. It was in that flurry of articles about Regina Hall the past couple of years with the film that we're really looking forward to. That, of course, I just forgot the title, with her and Sterling Brown about the mega church.
Oh yeah. I know which film you're talking about.
Yeah. Like all the articles about that said, and also she's in Master.
Right. Well, actually, okay, here we go. The film made its world premiere at Sundance.
Yeah.
There you go. It's also screened at South by Southwest. So
there you go.
We count
we'll
like
get to
the films, like the movie circuit,
right?
Festival circuit. So there we go. We'll definitely get to that.
Sounds like it could be a Halloween movie. I mean, could it?
It definitely
October. All right.
Definitely.
There you go.
Definitely fits
programming in real time.
There you go. But that wasn't my man moment.
That wasn't your man moment.
My man moment was while watching the game.
And like
I don't have cable.
Okay.
So I don't. So sometimes I usually don't even watch the basketball games. I'll just watch them on like the highlights. But
Okay,
this is the
all
NBA Finals.
Sure.
Well, it wasn't NBA Finals. It was Game 7.
All right.
the
Yes.
quarterfinals. So I had to watch it. And
Okay.
the family was watching it, so it was whatever.
Sure.
But in watching it, you're watching commercials.
Mhm.
And because I mostly have streaming, I don't see commercials.
Right.
Very seldom do I see commercials. But I am familiar with a series of and I think it's like body wash commercials
Okay.
with Dion Cole.
Yes.
And
Gabrielle Dennis. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they did, I don't know if this was a debut or how recent this iteration of their commercial series was, but one of their commercials played during the game. So I'm watching this. It's Dion Cole, Gabrielle Dennis. Yeah, right. And I remember like those commercials are cute. But they're talking to a therapist.
Okay.
And they're having like their funny banter, and then the camera cuts real quick to the therapist, and the therapist is Nia Long.
Oh boy.
And I don't even think she has a line.
Yeah.
It just cuts to Nia Long.
Yeah.
And then the commercial goes off.
Yeah.
Now, my man moment is that I was barely paying attention to the commercial.
Right. I actually just wish you stopped using the phrase man moment. I feel like I want to wash my hands every time you say that.
I'm sorry.
But go ahead.
So as I was watching the commercial,
yes,
I was barely paying attention to it. But then Nia Long flashes on the screen.
Yes.
And my eyes immediately were like, is that Nia Long?
Yes.
And my
as
mouth
one does.
wanted to follow suit.
Yeah.
And say, was that Nia Long?
Yes.
But I was sitting next to my girlfriend. So in a room with her family.
Right.
So my mouth immediately said, was that not the time to say anything?
Right.
And it shut up.
I mean,
it said nothing.
You could have said, is that Nia Long? Like, as long as
I could have.
You ain't say nothing else, like you get up and start dancing and singing Brick House.
Well,
like that would have been inappropriate.
Or if I had to rush for the remote and say, can we rewind this real quick? Rewind this commercial?
36, 24, 36. What a winning hand. See, if you would have said that would have been inappropriate.
That would have been inappropriate.
Got up and start doing the funky chicken saying she's a bad mamma jamma.
That would have been inappropriate.
That would have been inappropriate.
But
I don't know who dates a man in our age group and thinks that Nia Long is not going to cause a reaction when we see her.
Well,
that's actually in our contract.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Right.
Very good.
Yeah, you know. Right.
So anyway.
She's a bad mamma jamma.
And she is indeed.
Right. Like if you just start doing that.
So as I was watching, as the commercial went on,
okay,
and I tried replaying it in my head.
Yes.
Failing.
Right.
I thought to myself, well, that's odd that she shows up in this commercial. Certainly and I learned it was the first commercial she's ever done.
Okay. Because then you went and researched it.
I did.
See, now it's weird. See, now you've made it weird.
Well, I didn't research it in the moment.
Right. You went in the bathroom and locked the door.
I did.
See? Now it's weird. Like if you'd have said, oh, it's Nia Long. Wow, she's really pretty. I'll even take, oh, that's that fine ass Nia Long. Maybe not fine ass because her family was there. So just fine. Look at Nia Long. Probably too much. That would be like, look at Nia. Don't go, But like you could have said, oh, wow. Look at Nia Long. And then,
No. But anyway.
Idris Elba's in some movie as a genie and he don't have no shirt on.
Is he?
Yeah, that genie movie.
What genie
It's the
movie?
genie George, what's my man's name? Fury Road. Is that George Miller?
George Miller, yeah.
Yeah, his new movie is
a new movie.
It's coming out. And Idris Elba plays a genie and he don't have no shirt on. So like your girl wouldn't have, oh, look at Idris Elba.
I don't know if my girl like Idris Elba is like
okay, whoever. I don't know who the ladies like. It's like Idris Elba.
Is Idris Elba your wife?
Sure, yeah. Because I don't pay attention.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Wait a minute, because she knows Anika Noni Rose.
right.
You
but
don't know her.
yes, no.
Who's her Anika Noni Rose?
I don't know, because it's hers. Again, if I said 36, like if I watched, what's the Christmas movie? Like if I watched Jingle Jingle, and it's like, ooh, look at Nia Long, and then the movie goes on. Like if I pause it and said, no, I'm sorry, Anika Noni Rose is, and I said 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand.
Yeah.
See, that's inappropriate.
That would be inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
So, you know.
So wait a minute. So you're only saying it's only because of our show that your wife knows of your.
I mean, if I see her, I see it, but like I'm not talking about her over breakfast.
Well, no, I'm not saying.
You know, past the waffles. You know who's really, really, really filling out that dress nicely? That Anika Noni Rose. She's a bad mama jamma. Looks like she's poetry in motion. Ooh, such a lovely hair. So you research Nia Long, and it's the first commercial she's done. And this isn't weird yet, but go ahead.
Farrah Blackwell says, yeah, Len, you made it weird with the bathroom research. I didn't go to the bathroom and do research. I don't like putting out that
right
narrative.
Well, whatever room you were in the house that you went.
I didn't do it in the house. I didn't.
You went out in the street. You went and sat in the car and did it. I'll be right back, baby.
No, it was today I learned that.
Oh, you waited. Okay. So this was way after the fact. It had been on your mind. This is much more appropriate than you just saying, oh, wow, is that Nia Long?
Oh, God. I'm going somewhere with this. So anyway, in thinking about this.
Yes. As you've been doing for how many days now? Because this is over the weekend. You know, baby, we watched Jingle Jangle on Saturday, and I've just been thinking about Anika Noni Rose for the past 4 days. So I looked up some things about her.
In doing research for the show.
Oh, now you're going to drag me into it. Go ahead. Yes.
Doing research for the show.
Yes.
I started thinking about it.
You started thinking about it?
You
had been thinking about it.
No, I had not been thinking about it.
Okay.
I started thinking about it. And I hate you. So it made me wonder, like Deion Cole is in that commercial with Gabrielle Dennis. And it's a fun commercial.
It is.
And God bless Nia Long for her cameo in the commercial.
Sure.
Right. But why did Deion Cole get to be blessed with having Gabrielle Dennis and Nia Long in his commercial?
It's a dirty job, but
somebody's got to do it. God bless. I ain't mad at him. But it got me thinking about brothers that I am a little mad about.
Okay.
So in coming up with this week's top 5, I came up with the top 5 brothers.
Top 5 brothers
that don't deserve Nia Long. These are men who have starred in films.
Right.
They didn't deserve Nia Long.
Right, but you didn't want to sit on the couch and say, oh, is that Nia Long? But you now go ahead. Listen, you about to get a restraining order. Go ahead.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Number 5.
Number 5 man in the film who didn't deserve to be there with Nia Long.
That's right. Keegan-Michael Key from Keanu, 2016.
Okay.
Now, you haven't seen Keanu.
I have seen Keanu.
Oh, you have seen Keanu?
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's dumb. It's a dumb movie. It's a dumb, silly movie.
It's not,
right?
It was like an hour and a half. It's not.
And Nia Long does nothing in the
No.
She plays his wife.
Yeah.
She has a scene where her and I think their daughter or kid or whatever go away.
I was about to say
how long, and they leave for the majority of the film.
She's in what, like 2-3 scenes,
right?
Maybe?
And then she comes back at the end of the film.
Yeah,
not germane to the plot at all. And yet, she's in this film.
Yeah.
Okay. God bless her. Nia Long. Want to take a check? I ain't mad at her.
Nah, never.
But I contend.
Okay.
She is only in this film
Mm-hmm.
because Keegan-Michael Key,
Yeah.
and I can't be mad at him,
I was about to say, I'm trying to, please continue.
likes Nia Long.
Yes, he's a man around
and
our age.
wanted to do a scene with Nia Long.
Yes.
And wanted to do a scene where he is in love with Nia Long.
Yes.
He doesn't deserve Nia Long.
I mean, why not? It's his movie.
Well, I don't like it. I think it's self-indulgent.
Okay.
He
he wasn't licking all over her face.
Well, he had a scene where he hugs her.
Oh,
and he kisses her.
But you didn't want. Go ahead. All right, number 5.
Number 5.
Yes,
Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael
and
Key
Keanu.
and Keanu. All
Very
right.
self-indulgent.
Yes.
With him.
That's self-indulgent. Go ahead. Physician, heal thyself.
Number 4.
Uh-huh.
Bill Bellamy in Love Jones.
Well, I 100% disagree with you with this.
Now, he doesn't deserve Nia Long. I will admit that Nia Long's character in Love Jones is 100% wrong.
Yes.
For dating Bill Bellamy.
Yes. His character.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, his character.
Yeah.
His character, Hollywood.
Yes.
In the film.
Right.
But as wrong as she is,
she's
wrong. He is 150% wronger because he breaks the man code. Don't date your dude's exes, especially not their most recent.
But that is his character.
Exactly.
Like, that's who that dude is.
Exactly. And that's the other reason why he doesn't deserve her, because he's a jerk.
But she knew that.
Yes.
Her character is
yes.
Like, not Zora. What's
Nina.
Nina is actually a terrible person.
Terrible strong.
No, it's actually not strong.
I think that's strong.
It's not strong at all. I'm not.
Take it back.
Nina is terrible in Love Jones.
Take it back.
And I actually love that little plot point because it tells you a lot about her and him as characters. It's my favorite Bill Bellamy role.
I hate to say it. She's not terrible. She's wrong. She's wrong. I think perhaps terribly wrong.
Okay. All right. So Bill Bellamy.
As I think more about it.
Yes. Right.
But Bill Bellamy's wronger.
Bill Bellamy.
And he doesn't deserve it.
And he doesn't deserve. All right. Okay. I would say they deserve each other, but go ahead.
Well, number 3. Martin Lawrence in Big Mama's House.
You know, I've never seen Big Mama's House.
You haven't?
I've never seen Big Mama's House.
I've never seen Big Mama's House 2.
Big Mama Earl?
It's just called Big Mama's House 2. But Big Mama's House, Martin Lawrence plays an FBI agent,
right?
Or something.
And he has to go undercover as Medea or something,
more or less.
Yeah,
at his ex-girlfriend, who was played by Nia Long.
Okay.
No. And here's the reason why they don't deserve each other. There is zero chemistry between them.
Okay.
Absolute zero chemistry between them at all, as Big Mama, as whatever his character's name is. I can't remember. I think I have his character's name.
Oh, you don't have to look.
I believe it's like Martin or something like that.
It's not that important.
Yeah, it's not that important. Yeah. But like, there's zero chemistry between them.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So he does not deserve Nia Long.
Although I've never seen it, I actually 100% believe you, because I've never seen Martin Lawrence have any chemistry as a romantic lead.
No.
Like, I don't think he's good in that lane.
He's not.
Like, it's a thin line between love and hate. Always throws. Like, I never buy him.
You don't buy him
as that guy.
No, you don't at all.
So
that's the weak link in that movie.
Yeah.
All right. So that was number 3.
Number 2.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Oh, this is a bit of a stretch.
But it's movie adjacent.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Because this guy, this actor, played the same character in the movie and the TV series adaptation of the movie, where Nia Long comes into play.
Okay.
And that is Brandon P. Bell in Dear White People on Netflix.
Right. He has an affair with Nia Long because Nia Long is a professor?
Exactly.
Oh, you're bugging. That was 100%. That is 100% realistic.
No, it is 100% realistic.
Yeah. Why doesn't he deserve Nia Long?
Because
you don't like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
That is one of
Yeah, Brandon P. Bell is just a pretty little.
You can't look at him.
A pretty little pony. You ain't got to pull it. Yeah, he's a pretty little pony. And if you are someone in our age group who wants to poach a young boy, that's exactly who gets poached.
That's who gets poached. And
yeah, is this people who don't deserve Nia Long, or is this people who are with Nia Long that Lynn don't like?
Okay, this one is perhaps a little
okay. All right.
This one is perhaps a little personal because this one is the reason why I didn't finish Dear.
I don't like this anymore.
So maybe
he's actually the dude that does that.
I know.
Like, you remember, this is terrible. It was always that dude.
I know.
Who was like a quantum leap past everybody else. Like, you was trying to get like, the tackling grapple, little touches and free feels. And he was having an all-out affair.
Yes.
With like 35-year-old women.
Yes.
Yeah, that's this dude.
Took her down to the docks in the
right. 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 Yeah, like, you trying to figure out is a mama home and this, and he is at some woman's townhouse.
I know.
It's like, dude, you're 19. Yeah. Look. Yeah,
that one hurt.
Look, hey,
that one hurt.
Look.
Okay. He actually was in the running for number one. He was actually. He actually.
That's a shame. I like him too.
Yeah, I can't knock the actor.
Yeah, I like him.
God bless him.
Yeah, I like him.
He's a good-looking guy, and he actually is a good actor.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah,
which is all the more reason why it pissed me off.
I know.
Like,
it's kind of like when you found out Christopher Williams could sing.
Yeah,
it was like, all right,
hold
that's
up.
enough.
Just
with
slow
that.
Down.
Like, Al B. Sure can't sing, and he got that unibrow,
right.
So we gonna let that slide.
Yeah.
But this Christopher Williams thing,
yeah,
okay.
But yeah, so he was number one until doing my research.
Doing your research out in the car days later, which isn't weird at all.
Looking at Nia Long movies that I've seen, I came upon the definitive number one.
The definitive number one.
Definitive number one.
Okay.
And this is in probably probably the Nia Long movie that like I like the least. Like I despise this movie.
You despise this movie.
Despise this movie. And when we get around to reviewing it, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Number one is Tyler Perry.
Oh my God.
As TK.
Oh Lord.
In The Single Woman's Club from 2014.
Oh my goodness.
Now he plays the love interest to Nia Long in another one of Tyler Perry's legendary bad wigs.
Wait, who has the bad wig? Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry. Because he's got like it's like I think he wants to have like more hair on his head than he actually has. So it's like like a bad like black guy wig.
Right. So Tyler Perry is playing Nia Long's love interest.
Yeah.
But Tyler Perry is wearing a wig that's not a Medea wig. Like it's
like yeah. And in the film that's set in present day. So sometimes you'll wear a wig to have like
maybe like he had like right.
No, he just wanted to have a little bit extra hair.
I mean, look, man, look,
and
look.
I don't like
if
it.
You are a direct look. I ain't mad at that, brother. I mean, of course, he doesn't deserve Nia Long. But
he doesn't deserve.
According to you, who does?
Well, okay.
Oh.
I mean, there are people.
There are people that
honestly, she's been in tons of films.
Tons of films.
There's been tons of actors who, I'm fine.
And you're are you?
No, I am. Really.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
but Tyler Perry's number one.
Tyler Perry's number
in
one.
The Single Woman's Club.
And his character in the Single Woman's Club, like he's like in this film, where everybody's got like little shades of gray, as much as a Tyler Perry film can present them, right? Like his character has no gray,
right?
Like he's like the single angel walking through this.
Right. There are good black men, and they're portrayed by Tyler Perry.
They're always portrayed by Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
in his little brother shirts.
In
this.
Oh, come on, stop! Don't.
Well, no, that's just proper wardrobe.
Come on, stop.
I'm not knocking on the man.
You're knocking a little bit.
Am I
a little?
Perhaps
Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway,
this Nia Long thing got you all twisted.
It's got to be combobulated.
You should have just jumped up on the sofa when she came on a commercial and said, 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand.
So that's my top.
That's your top. Is your top. Your top. This is a segment that Nia Long's representation is going to give to the FBI.
Farrell Blackwell likes to call this segment the top 5 actors Len envies. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because as Ashy Feet mentions, because he was saying that here comes Ice Cube. No, Ice Cube and Nia Long definitely have chemistry.
I think that's a Stealth Boys in the Hood sequel.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Are You There Yet movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They actually have chemistry. Right. I don't mind her and Taye Diggs in the Best Man movie.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I even like her and Jude Law in a film that a lot of people didn't see, Alfie, which is actually right,
the remake. Yeah.
Which I think is one of her best looks in a film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can definitely ride with her. I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
You're good.
These 5.
These 5.
I have a problem.
Got a problem with. All right. Well, there you go.
There
you go. There you go.
Top 5.
Top 5 actors that don't deserve it.
All right. And I like Alfie. And Damon Williams is saying, "Don't ever watch Alfie." I like Alfie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
My brother says, "Don't ever watch it."
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So there you go. There's my top 5. I think with this iteration, I may have killed our top 5. People might not be feeling the top 5 anymore.
It's like a peek into Lynn's world. So it's
a little bit.
A little bit.
All right. It's time, Vincent.
Is it time? I know who I won't be linking D'Urville Martin to. Apparently, I need to keep Nia Long's name out my mouth.
I wish you would. It's time for 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin.
All right.
Well, you would be surprised what a person can do with just a sensitive touch and a sensitive sound.
6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, ladies and gentlemen, where Vincent will try to get from the bon vivant thespian savant that is D'Urville Martin to an actor of my choice. Vince, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right.
I am ready.
All right. You can get with this or you can get with that. Which are you going for, Vincent?
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to get with this.
Then let's get with this.
Because this is where it's at.
Amen. In 6 movies or less.
6 movies or less.
Get from D'Urville Martin.
D'Urville Martin to
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Oh my God.
80s action
hero. Yes. Steven Seagal. God damn. Who is in them shitty movies with Steven Seagal?
See, there's one person who you could probably get there too if you can pull the movie.
Did he ever step outside of the, like, did he do like a Jean-Claude Van Damme and appear in some stuff like maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s that weren't Steven Seagal movies? Like just sort of almost as a parody of himself?
You know what? I don't know, because he doesn't,
because he takes himself
so freaking serious,
super seriously.
Yeah, like just looking at the title.
Wait. Was Mike Tyson in a movie with him?
You got to be more specific. Like Mike Tyson in a movie.
Yeah, I feel like there's a later Steven Seagal movie before, like maybe before The Hangover, when Mike Tyson was kind of pulling his public persona back, and he ended up in a Steven Seagal movie. Am I making that up?
Perhaps. Let me check and see. They were apparently in a film. I believe it almost certainly went direct to video, but it was they were in a film together.
Are you sure it went direct to video? Because I thought Steven Seagal stuff was in the movies for a second.
Yeah, but this was in 2017.
Right.
Like, if it was in the movies.
Who's he in? What is that? The movie where he plays the cook, but he also knows kung fu.
I mean, I know, I kind of loosely know what movie you're talking about, but I don't know Steven Seagal movies.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen a Steven Seagal movie.
You haven't seen a Steven Seagal movie?
No.
There's one I know you've seen. Well, I'm assuming.
Which one is that?
You saw. Let me make sure that that's the film that I'm thinking about. Yeah. Under Siege.
That's the one where he plays like the cook.
Is he the cook?
Yeah, or is anybody in that with him?
Yes. Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay, all right. This is easy then, but you kind of gave it to me.
The movie that I actually
I don't need. I hate when that happens. Yeah, so D'Urville Martin is in the final come down with Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams is in Empire Strikes Back with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is in The Fugitive with Tommy Lee Jones, who was in Under Siege with Steven Seagal, apparently.
There you go.
Yeah, but I said I wasn't signing up for Steven Seagal immediately.
Really?
Like immediately. I said, oh yeah, I'm not doing this.
It was in our wheelhouse, man.
No, not at all. Because Steven Seagal took himself way too seriously.
That's very true.
And he was way too slow.
Yes, he was.
And took himself way too, like, at least Chuck Norris had a little bit of charisma.
Yes.
Steven Seagal was always like, oh, come on, stop.
That's true. The movie that I thought that you could get there a little easier, and well done, it was Executive Decision.
Oh, for God's sake. I thought that was Under Siege.
No. Executive Decision.
Oh, for God's sake. Like these titles, these 90s titles, they just pull some words out of a hat.
Wait a minute. This is actually not a bad movie. This is actually a bad movie because this is a movie that plays bait and switch. It stars Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal. And it's billed as, even though Kurt Russell is on the movie poster, as like this, the team up. Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal, Executive Decision. Right. And I think, and this is early in Halle Berry's career.
There's no way I watched this.
But Steven Seagal,
this sounds terrible.
Like he dies in like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
And then it's essentially a Kurt Russell.
And then it's just a Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah.
All right. See, someone should have sold it to me like that. Like, I like Kurt Russell.
It takes everybody by surprise. Everybody's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It kills Steven Seagal. This is 96. Like, it's the height of Seagalness.
Yeah.
But okay. Well,
Steven Seagal is a good one now. Because I have no Steven Seagal now.
Well, I would have just thought you would see.
No. They're not fun.
No, they're not.
Like he just takes them, like he's so po-faced and he takes them so seriously. Like even Arnold Schwarzenegger, like all of those movies, there was some humor.
Yeah, you know what? But
in fun
in the 80s, when I was like a teen, late teens, going to the movies with the fellas, and just for whatever, they were dumb fun movies.
Yeah,
you know, like was he slow?
Yeah.
So, you know. But anyway, all right. So you got that. So let's go with that.
All right. Hopefully you don't have to give me no hints because I've seen something they were in.
Well, we'll see.
But we'll see. All right, who we got?
In 6 films or less.
6 films or less.
Get to Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, that's so funny because I was just talking about Ed Norton yesterday.
Why does he come up?
Because they're in the Hulk together.
Oh, I forgot.
Right.
I wouldn't have chose her if I remembered that.
Right. She's a good choice, though. She's a good choice because, you know, no disrespect to Jennifer Connelly and her people. Pretty nondescript. Like, pretty much, like everything she's in, like, what's Steven Tyler's daughter's name?
Liv Tyler.
Like, Liv Tyler, like they could pluck Jennifer Connelly out and pop Liv Tyler in. And it'd just be the same movie.
Oh, I totally disagree.
I mean, all right, sure.
I think Jennifer Connelly is an exceptional actress.
Okay.
She is an actress.
Is she in Beautiful Mind?
I believe she is.
Is that her in Beautiful Mind?
I believe she is. I had her filmography up earlier.
I'm gonna get to her quick. We're just talking now, but
hold on. Let me look her up real quick because I believe she is in Beautiful Mind. She's also in a movie that I want to recommend to people. That is a movie that The House of Sand and Fog. You ever see that with her and Ben Kingsley? Stop it.
This has been Lynn's Old White Lady Movies.
It's not old. First of all, it's not old.
You went and saw an afternoon show.
It's not.
And then you went and had tea.
Vincent, shut up.
Is she in Beautiful Mind?
I'm looking. Yes, 2001. She's in Beautiful Mind.
Okay. I liked her in Beautiful Mind. All jokes aside, I liked her in Beautiful Mind. All right, so let's play let's.
Wait a minute. The House of Sand and Fog is from 2003.
Oh, for God's sake!
No.
Yes,
it's a drama.
Oh.
Listen. All right. Let me just tell you.
Oh, for Christ's sake, go ahead.
Wait a minute, because you watched The Expanse.
Yes.
Right? You watched The Expanse. And you know Shohreh Aghdashloo?
Yes, who's magnificent.
Yes, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress from The House of Sand and Fog.
Okay.
The story concerns the battle between a young woman and an immigrant Iranian family over the ownership of a house in North California, which ultimately leads to disastrous results. I don't want to give away the film.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it is an intense drama. It is an excellent film. I turned my mom onto this film at the time. I turned my whole family onto. I turned friends onto this film. It is an excellent movie.
Okay.
The House of Sand and Fog.
I will watch it.
You should watch it.
All right.
Now then. Go.
D'Urville Martin is in. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. How'd I just forget my man's name?
I don't know which one you're going to.
How'd I just forget West Indian Archie's name?
Oh, Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo. All right. D'Urville Martin is in. D'Urville Martin is, and we haven't done it for a while. 5 on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams. Dick Anthony Williams is in Mo Better Blues with, let's see, who we going to take our pick with. You know,
I mean, just go to obvious.
with Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington's in Malcolm X with Delroy Lindo.
Oh, okay. You're just having fun.
Yeah, Delroy Lindo. Oh, am I going to fool around and run out? Delroy Lindo is in the Five Bloods.
Oh yeah.
With shit. What's his name?
Isaiah.
I'm
about to say
Whitlock.
Whitlock, yes.
Isaiah Whitlock. Isaiah Whitlock is in 25th Hour with Ed Norton, who is in The Incredible Hulk with Jennifer Connelly.
There you go.
There you go.
And that's you just having fun.
Yeah, that's just me bouncing.
Because
just bouncing.
So before
yeah,
our corrections department writes us,
yeah,
we both realized that you could have, once you got to Denzel Washington, you could have jumped immediately to
well, from Denzel Washington you can also go to American Gangster with Russell Crowe, and then which then would have taken you to A Beautiful Mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wanted to say Isaiah Whitlock though.
No,
yeah.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just stopping.
No.
Sterling,
AKA
the corrections department.
Right. Yeah. Ed Norton and Russell Crowe are kind of target-rich environments.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say you could pluck one out of a movie.
No. You can't pluck one. You can't pluck one of them out of a movie.
I don't know about that.
Russell Crowe and Ed Norton?
Yeah.
I think Russell Crowe is a much more physical. Like I think Russell Crowe a physical presence and more of a, frankly, an old school actor. Like that, he's got an old school figure about him. Like I think Ed Norton is very much a modern actor.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Russell Crowe's a bit of a throwback.
He is.
Yeah,
he is. I think
is part of his appeal, frankly.
I'm thinking about most of their movies though, and outside of Gladiator and perhaps the
Master and Commander. Yeah.
No, you're right, because LA Confidential, you need Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I actually think I think in American Gangster,
cut the schluppiness.
That schluppy 70s.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Even though I wouldn't put it past Ed Norton being able to pull off something like that, but I don't.
Well, it'd be a different energy. It'd be a totally different energy.
Yeah. All right. Good point.
Good point.
All right. Well done, Vince.
Right. That's not Penelope Cruz in Nacho Libre, though.
It is not. It is not. Okay. Damian Williams is mentioning that a very young Jennifer Connelly was in Once Upon a Time in America. She indeed was very young, very, very young. In one of my favorite films of all time.
Once Upon a Time in America?
Yes.
Okay.
I absolutely love that.
Good one.
Long.
It's a good one.
It's a long one, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it a great deal. All right.
Is that Scorsese?
No.
That's who was that?
Sergio Leone.
That's Sergio Leone?
Sergio Leone.
Okay. All right.
Sergio Leone.
What am I thinking about?
You're thinking of Goodfellas. That's Scorsese.
Goodfellas.
Which brings us to, just a little bit of news. Ray Liotta passed away.
Yeah. That's a real loss.
That is a loss.
That's a real loss.
I am indeed a Ray Liotta fan. Have been for a long time. He's been hit or miss as of late. But when he was on his stride, man.
Look, man, I think Goodfellas. Look,
and yeah,
it's evergreen.
It is,
and it like I always call Goodfellas is one of the dangerous films. Like you can't turn to Goodfellas unless you're ready to commit.
That's true.
Because you turn to Goodfellas and you're just in.
You are in.
So,
You are in. Yeah. Tour de force. Ray Liotta gone too soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way too soon. All right.
All right.
All right, Vince. Enough mucking around. Let's get into our review of, I don't even remember what,
Miles Ahead. It's nice. That's you over there thinking about Nia Long sitting somewhere.
You know what this movie's missing?
Some Nia Long. Some Nia Long.
All right, first time for trailer talk.
All
Just
right.
a little bit of trailer talk. Deborah Battle pointing out that Jennifer Connelly was also in Higher Learning.
She sure was in Higher Learning.
Yeah, she was.
I forgot all about her in Higher Learning.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now that's a film where you could blink and it's early in her career.
I liked her in A Beautiful Mind.
I've never seen A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, it's good.
Never seen it.
It's good. It is actually as good as everyone said it was, but it's also one of those films that was real good, and then everybody stopped talking about it after 3 years. But it's good.
I heard it's like, the worm turned on that film for some reason. I remember that being a narrative, and I don't know why.
I think the dude who
Because
Russell
it's a
Crowe,
true story,
right? The dude he portrays, I think, was anti-Semitic, or
right?
like
and,
he said,
and there's not really any of that in the movie, right?
Right.
And like he was hard anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like it was like some secret papers.
Yeah, well, right. You know, like anti-Semites and racists that you know about, really lean into it.
Exactly.
Like that's their thing.
Right.
Like we like comics.
Mm-hmm.
They like racism.
Yes.
Like that's their deal.
That's their geekdom.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But it's a good movie. Yeah, and Jennifer Connelly's good in it.
Well, she is. That's why, all due respect to Liv Tyler, when you mentioned that, like, no, they're not the same. They're not. You just said she's good. Liv Tyler.
No. I said she was. See. I actually didn't. Are you not
she's
listening?
Good in the movie.
I said she's good in A Beautiful Mind.
I just want to say she's good in the movie.
A movie.
Well, do you think that Liv? And I've also pointed out another movie that she's excellent in.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that, but I take your word for it. Although it sounds to me, from the way you sold that movie, that's more Ben Kingsley and My Girl from The Expanse.
Oh, no. And they're both great in it too. But no, she brings it. She brings it. Jennifer Connelly. They're all great.
Is she bringing the ice to the cookout?
No.
Okay.
No.
I brought plates.
No, she's not bringing it.
Because you said Ben Kingsley and then My Girl from The Expanse. I was like, oh, well, now you sold it. And also Jennifer Connelly, who brought the plates.
No, she didn't bring the plates. She didn't bring the plates. She didn't grab a roll of paper towels from underneath her sink. No. She stopped at the fresh grocer. At Reading Terminal. And got an actual.
She didn't make the potato salad.
No, she didn't know.
She didn't make the potato. She didn't make the potato.
Because she knew better.
Because she played a position.
She played a position.
Right.
She bought ribs.
Right.
She didn't make the ribs.
She didn't make
the ribs for the grill.
Oh, okay. So she purchased some meat.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yes. Okay. All right. I haven't seen it. So I just know of the three people you named. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. So, I'm Sir Alec Guinness, Ben Kingsley, the woman from The Expanse who's really, really good, and Jennifer Connelly.
Next week on Top 5.
Oh, God.
Top 5 films that would be better with Nia Long.
Only 5?
The top 5.
Oh, the top 5. Multiplicity with Michael Keaton. Imagine if it was many, many Nia Longs. Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, but Nia Long plays both twins.
The Godfather.
You can ask me about my business this one time. This one time you can ask me about it.
Yeah.
Are you a criminal? No, I'm not. And then like Nia Long walks into the room and sits down, and like a bunch of Nia Longs come in and kiss Nia Long's ring, and then Nia Long walks over to the door and closes the door, and then the perspective changes, and Nia Long is looking in the office, and Nia Long at the desk with Nia Long kissing the rings, and then the door closes.
All the women in The Godfather will be played by Nia Long. Michael, what about Fredo?
Like Nia Long hugs and kisses Nia Long and says, "You broke my heart, Nia Long. You broke my heart." I can do this all day. I can do this all day. Nia Long goes to the garden, and Nia Long is sitting in the garden and takes the orange peel and puts it in her mouth, and goes, "Rrr," and then Nia Long falls over and dies.
Nia Long in The Godfather. I'm smart.
Right.
I'm not dumb.
Exactly.
I'm smart.
Exactly.
What respect?
Nia Long comes in and she's all beat up, and then Nia Long runs out to the car to drive to beat up Nia Long's whack husband, Nia Long, and then Nia Long gets shot up
on the causeway.
Got shot up by a whole bunch of Nia Longs.
Oh God!
I'd watch that.
Done Nia Long. It is the honor to be at the wedding of your daughter.
You come and you ask me. You've never come to me before. And now you ask this favor of me.
Done Nia Long. What must I do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah. I'd watch that.
God.
I'd watch that. I'd watch it.
Oh God.
George Lucas, get on that. Like somebody get on the Nia Long cut of The Godfather.
The Nia Long quick cut. Oh God.
You ready?
Yes.
And this is why you have to listen in.
So because you listen to the podcast, you missed all of this.
Yes.
You missed
All right.
Nia Long's The Godfather.
Nia Long's The Godfather.
Francis Ford Long. All right, let's go. Wait a minute. Breath. My phone is ringing off the hook. My girlfriend calling me. Upset. I'm joking. All right. And
Miles Ahead, a 2015 biographical drama directed and co-written by Don Cheadle in his directorial debut, is the true-ish story of jazz music legend Miles Davis, who, after disappearing for a period of 5 years in the 70s, goes on a journey to find a stolen session tape with a music reporter who is there to get the scoop on Miles Davis's rumored comeback. Starring Don Cheadle as Miles Davis, the film also co-stars Ewan McGregor as the reporter, Dave Brill, and Mayatsi Cornaldi as Davis's wife, Frances, Michael Stahlberg, and a nice appearance by Lakeith Stanfield.
yeah, very, very, I guess, really starting to pop at this moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Miles Ahead, directed by Don Cheadle with a screenplay by Cheadle and Stephen Bagelman, is our first film in 2022 celebration of Black Music Month here on the Michaud Mission, and was chosen by Lynn Webb. Lynn, how would you like to start our conversation around Miles Ahead?
Well, first, like, I feel like we owe it to listeners and anyone wanting to learn about this film that it is a, I guess to call it a biopic is correct, but it's not a paint by the numbers biopic. And it doesn't follow, like, track the history of Miles Davis. It actually deals with two specific moments in Miles Davis's lifetime and deals with them in different ways. First, as you were introduced to Miles Davis, played by Don Cheadle, who, considering that he is directing this film as well as acting in it, and because he's the lead character, is in almost every scene in this film. Don Cheadle, God bless him, you quickly, or at least I quickly forgot it was Don Cheadle.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt I was watching Miles Davis on the screen. He becomes Miles Davis to me. You're introduced to Miles Davis, and there's this period, this 5-year period in the early 70s where, or like kind of like early mid 70s.
Yeah, mid 70s. Yeah.
Where Miles Davis more or less disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is off the grid. And in the 70s, it was easy to be off the grid. This is pre-internet, pre-cell phones, and everything like of that nature. And no one really knows what happened to Miles Davis during this time. He's very effusive about it, even in his writings and in his own book about it. So what Don Cheadle does is take this moment, and from what scraps he can discern from Miles Davis writing of this time, he comes up with more or less a totally fictionalized story that speaks to what he believes the mindset of Miles Davis might have been at this time. Almost creating like this fever dream of a 70s cop movie that Miles Davis might have starred in this film, almost akin to a buddy cop film, except they weren't around in the 70s, you know. And it's real interesting because it gives Don Cheadle the allowance to, you know, touch on aspects of Miles Davis' character that we know, you know, his self-indulgence, his manic self, his admitted drug addiction.
Oh yeah.
Which is hard on display in this film. Also, it allows us to see his single-mindedness, his creativity, and, you know, Miles Davis can be a bit of an asshole, and this is Miles Davis and with his whole on swole in this in that iteration of that time of the movie. But as he goes through the fever dream of this buddy cop film that he has with the reporter played, which is a totally fictionalized plot point. You know, Ewan McGregor's character plays this Rolling Stone reporter who tricks his way into Miles Davis' life to write his story. As he goes through their misadventures, as it were, with his record label Columbia and this, you know, these session tapes, which is the MacGuffin of this film, that from Miles Davis, you know, had this studio session where he made some new music, but then didn't turn it over to Columbia.
Right. And put a pin in that, folks.
Right. Definitely put a pin in that. And as he's going through all the insanity of that part, which is where Michael Stahlberg, who has quickly become one of my favorite character actors.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
He is so freaking good. We'll touch on put a pin in that as well. And Lakeith Stanfield, their characters play a part in there. But what this allows is Miles Davis to return mostly in flashbacks, loosely connected flashbacks to what we are led to believe is the happier moment of his life, which was with the woman who would become his muse and his wife, Frances Taylor, played by Emma Yahtzee Corinaldi. This would be Miles Davis' first wife, and who actually does appear on one of his album covers.
Yeah, she's on the cover of Someday My Prince Will Come.
Right. And has long been rumored, and I believe Miles Davis actually put words to that this was the love of his life.
Yes. Yes.
Who he met in 1959, and totally became, through his force of will, her entire life, unfortunately to the detriment of her well-being, and which ultimately led to them breaking up. And this movie, I think playfully plays back with those flashbacks. You see them meet while Don Cheadle is actually on a double date with his friends. His friends pulls up to Frances Taylor's house because he's a friend. I think I'm not sure if he's a friend with Frances or he actually has interest in Frances as well. I got to assume that is a friend because he's out on a date and he seems to be very above board. But Don Cheadle, who was double dating in this car, he's riding in the back seat with his date, who was a white woman. Don Cheadle. That the white women play a part in his life,
right? Miles Davis,
right. Miles Davis. Excuse me.
I don't know about Don Cheadle's life.
Right. In Miles Davis' life,
yes.
He plays a part in Miles Davis' life. He is in the backseat with his white date, and he sees Frances Taylor from across the street, and he said to his white date, "Hey, baby, spot me a 20." She gives him a $20 bill, and Miles Davis proceeds to stroll across the street, introduce himself. I'm Miles Davis, Frances Taylor, Miles Davis. This is 1959.
Oh yeah.
And in 1959, Miles Davis is Miles Davis.
Oh yeah.
He's not the icon Miles Davis,
yeah,
but he is the jazz star.
Oh yeah.
Miles Davis. Frances says, "I know." And then Miles Davis writes his number on the $20 bill that he borrowed from his date. And gives it to Frances. In what may be one of the top 10 pimp moves I've ever seen in a movie.
Look, man, Miles Davis, 1959. Ain't nothing to play with.
Ain't nothing to play. That is the birth of the cool.
There's the birth of the cool right there.
The birth of the cool right there, dog. I'm like, yo, that is pimp, man. And then you just see their whole romance play out, right? Lovingly in these flashbacks. And this, for this to be Don Cheadle's directorial debut, I think this is such an assured, astounding piece of cinema. Because it is so smart. Every decision in this movie is so smart. Don Cheadle picks, instead of trying to do it like a by the numbers, he picks these two moments in time, which definitely run counter to one another smartly. One more or less plays out as they actually happened, his whole life with Frances. The other is totally fiction, but it still feels real to the character that Miles Davis is. The two of these stories are married together in this film that visually is stunning. The transitions are fantastic. They're inventive. There's a flashback moment of where it flashbacks, like there's like a montage, a bit of their romance his Miles Davis romance with Frances as it dovetails into their wedding and their reception, that is all shown from a camera sweep through their apartment, looking at photographs.
Yes.
Like Polaroid photographs.
Yeah.
And I think it is so smart storytelling. What this film, what doing it this way allows, because it is not stuck in any one particular period of time, this film is filled from the beginning to the end with the music of Miles Davis.
Yes, sir.
From throughout his entire filmography. And because of that, because of that, it's not stuck in having to pull it. Well, this is 1959. It's
right.
Pulling music from 1959. No, it pulls music from the 60s, from the 70s. It goes even into his later years. It goes earlier. It's all over his filmography. It's all in this movie, and blended beautifully. Right.
Right.
Which, when you look at it, it's what Miles Davis music is.
Right.
It's jazz.
Yeah.
This movie is jazz. It is playful. It plays with tones. There are scenes that play out where there's no dialogue. There is a heart-wrenching fight between Miles Davis and Frances that gets very, very violent.
Mm-hmm.
That Miles Davis music plays over, and then there's no dialogue at all, and then the music stops, and there's a moment where Miles Davis tries to make up with Frances, and there's no sounds at all, and it is haunting in how it tells the story of exactly both where they are. Miles Davis, may be sorry, he's not, because you see how the life he lives, and you can see Frances Taylor at her. She has reached the boiling point in that scene, and there's no dialogue, there's no sound, there's no music, there's nothing. It's absolutely beautiful. There are moments in this film where I am just stuck. I am just stuck looking at the screen. Don Cheadle knew exactly where he wanted his camera to be pointed. This movie is from 2015. It's not that it's already almost 10 years old.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
This film, every color in this film is so smart. The black tones, the black skin, it's so succulent in this movie. Me and you both mentioned it as we were talking before the film. Emma Yahtzee Connelly, she is excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She is absolutely excellent in this movie. For two reasons. One, she is a phenomenal actress.
Yes.
And a good actress because she can do so much with so little.
Right.
There are moments in this movie where she is literally just raising an eyebrow, or maybe just looking slightly askant off camera, and it tells everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know. Secondly, she is a beautiful woman.
Yes.
There is a moment early on in this film where Miles Davis' character in the 70s sees her in not so much a flashback, but a vision of her in his apartment. And he's seeing her years after they have broken up, because this is now in the 70s. They broke up in the 60s. And she looks like she stepped out of a dream. And you can absolutely understand why his mind would be stuck on that image. And there are moments in this film where Don Cheadle, as the director, smartly knows you can see where Frances Taylor was Miles Davis muse, there's almost like there's scenes where Emayatsi Connelly is Don Cheadle's muse
Right.
in this movie.
Right.
Because like the camera loves her. They pop so well on screen together. It is absolutely mad. I honestly Don Cheadle's one of my favorite actors, and I've seen him play opposite women before.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it runs true. Sometimes it doesn't. Speaking about Regina Hall, I think he's good. He's good with Regina Hall on Black Monday. That series they were good. This is the first time I really saw him like I felt the romantic lead.
Right.
Like the romance.
Yeah.
You know, that tension, that power from Don Cheadle on screen. And I think it owes everything to Emayatsi Connelly, her in this film. So that aspect, that side of this film is great. The 70s side with Ewan McGregor, as you've, maybe not you, but certainly as I have never seen him before. And I love Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm. It's a little Train Spotting energy.
Maybe so. See, I've never seen Train Spotting.
Oh my goodness!
I know a lot of people kneel at the altar of Train Spotting.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But I do love him. I loved him in Big Fish.
Yeah.
I just like.
If you liked him in this, you should watch Train Spotting.
Then I shall.
Okay.
I mean, that's my homework. I'll watch Train Spotting. But he is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It literally feels like a 70s, like maybe not 70s cop movie, almost like a 70s TV series.
Yeah.
Like you almost expect Beretta to come running around the corner or something. They are so, him and Miles Davis, Don Cheadle, they play off one another so fantastic. Like, but Miles Davis there, he's manic, he's off the wall. At one time, he's dropping philosophy, about music and about life. And another moment, he's pulling a gun on people.
Yes,
like run me my money. He take him $500 off of a dude. Like he's insane in this movie, right? And then he meets Michael Stahlberg, who was quote unquote the villain of the movie, right? And Michael Stahlberg, who I was first introduced to in Boardwalk Empire.
Of course. Maybe not, of course, but I think that maybe was his breakout.
Maybe.
That would have been his breakout. Yeah.
Maybe. And I have since seen him in tons of stuff. And if anybody's enjoying on HBO Max, The Staircase, he plays the attorney in The Staircase, just to put you in mind of the gentleman. In Boardwalk Empire, he plays Lucky Luciano. No, he
plays
Al Rothstein.
Yes,
Al Rothstein. He is absolutely fabulous.
Yes,
in this movie, he is so twirl the mustache villainous, yet so much of a 70s like
sleazy 70s or look
like rock promoter manager guy, right? Like he it's spot on, and he's so fun. It's so fun. Lakeith Stanfield does show up in this film. He's fun in this film. He's a little one note, but like I said, this is early in his career. Yeah, and you could definitely feel the Stansfield off of him. You know, finding his way. So he's fun in this film. But that part of this film is a hoot and a half as well.
Yeah.
And Married Together, this is just a real, I think, underappreciated. And I'm going to go there. This is a slept-on classic. This is a very damn good film.
Yeah, I don't have much that I can add to what you've said as far as the quality of this film. Like you know, just to read, the acting across the board is fantastic. It's a great cast. The direction is so confident, and I think this is a great example. Like this is a good example of what happens when you have an actor who has studied the craft of directing. You know, I think about someone like I think Clint Eastwood is a great director.
Yeah.
another actor who's become Ron Howard.
Mhm.
I think Ron Howard is a great director, and you get the sense that they pulled from their experience from in front of the camera
Mhm.
to inform what they do behind the camera.
Mhm.
And you get that, or at least I got that from this. Cheadle is so confident.
Yeah.
And so sure of himself, as you said, the transitions between shots, the editing, the angles, the storytelling
Mhm.
is, you could not have told me this was his first film. I will just add, I think, just the sure sign of his confidence, as you said, was his approach to this. We've all seen these biographical films, these music biographies, and certainly Miles Davis is someone whose career you could probably break up
Yeah. And
into 20-25 minute chunks.
Yeah.
I think
You
one
could definitely do like the Ray version of
right,
Miles
you
Davis.
know he's coming up, then you
Mhm.
do the 50s period, and you do the 60s and 70s, you know, the electric period, and then you do like the 80s stuff.
The rediscovery.
Right. And then you had a black screen, and Miles Davis's this, that, and the other has sold more. And part of the confidence in Cheadle's filmmaking was that he does decide to make this in many ways impressionistic, almost tableau.
Mhm.
As we said at the beginning, it's true-ish.
Right.
Like factually, nothing in this happened.
As far as the 70s.
As
stuff.
for, during this period between 1975 and 1980,
Right.
there is no record of Miles Davis getting into no shootouts and chasing after stolen tape. And there is a record of Columbia pressured him into coming out of this sabbatical
Mhm.
and making music. They hired some session singers, some session players.
Mhm.
Miles Davis went,
Yeah.
did not play,
Right.
messed around on the organ.
Yes.
And they allude to that in this. But to that point, you get the sense that the truth of Miles Davis's life is in here. And I think it is worth mentioning, as we always do when we talk about the dynamic between these filmmakers and these famous subjects. Not only was this made with the blessing of the Davis family and the Davis estate,
Mm-hmm.
this has been in the making for over a decade,
Mm-hmm.
where Davis's family said to Don Cheadle years ago, "You're the only person that can play Miles Davis. We want you to make this film."
Mm-hmm.
So part of that carte blanche, I would argue, is him having the liberty to, quote unquote, make up things.
Right, because they wanted, like they said, you're the only one that can make a Miles Davis movie, not necessarily this movie.
Right, exactly. And what I loved about the storytelling in this film, as a little bit of a music nerd, is I think it really captures almost the tragedy of being Miles Davis later in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talk about, you have this film and you have the section in the 50s, which are very straightforward. And there's a version of the Miles Davis biography that is just 2 hours of that.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. It's the period piece clothing. Even the filmmaking is more straight ahead, the angles. And then you have the more impressionistic looseness of the 70s.
Yeah.
But the relationship between the two sections of the film, Miles Davis is always haunted by earlier Miles Davis. Like a theme that comes up again and again in the 70s portion is people referencing the classic material.
Yeah.
People saying, why don't you play like you used to? People saying
stuff people like.
People saying, "Oh, I played your music. I love your music." But then it's always Kinda Blue, Someday My Prince Will Come, Birth of the Cool,
yeah.
like that really early Miles Davis stuff. But Miles Davis never stopped making music. Like Miles Davis was just always create. I mean, that's what made him Miles Davis. Like he just always recreated himself. And to capture this moment where he's haunted by people telling him to be like he used to be, and then that is complicated by this image of his wife, who is on the cover of one of these classic albums. I just thought it was a master stroke. Like I thought Don Cheadle just approaching this story like this was so smart, so thoughtful, and so again, I think he just had the privilege and the respect, the privilege of having the respect of the Davis family, that he could make a film like this. So that it really is. I think these movies, it's always tension between the person that's being portrayed and how much we as the audience know who they are, and the actor portraying them, and how much that actor is famous enough or not famous enough that they can vanish into the role.
Right.
So that in my mind, something like Ali was never going to work because Muhammad Ali is so noticeable. Like he's such a public figure, and Will Smith was such a public figure that it always just looked like Will Smith playing dress up.
Yeah.
As opposed to something like What's Love Got to Do with It?
Okay.
Where at that moment, Angela Bassett hadn't really become the icon Angela Bassett. And you kind of know what Tina Turner looks like, but really you just knew the hair. So like when we worked up to the hair, it kind of worked, or just in my mind, like the best of these films, Ray.
Yeah.
Where,
it is.
Jamie Foxx wasn't Jamie Foxx yet. And then with the glasses, it worked. There are moments in this film where I have to say, in the 70s, where it looked like Don Cheadle in a wig. But I feel like, back to Cheadle's filmmaking, I feel like Don Cheadle knew that this was a risk. So that you'll notice in the 70s, a lot of those scenes, he has on those big Miles Davis glasses.
Oh, he keeps the glasses on.
He keeps the glasses on.
Because the glasses are the look.
Which a detail like that I respect so much, because that's, again, Don Cheadle thinking about this. Like, I think what I put in my notes more than anything else was a version of the word thoughtfulness. Like, you can tell he thought about this. You can tell he's been thinking about this, and the way that it works, so that I understand how it got slept on, frankly. Because I think we've been trained as a general audience, oh, Don Cheadle is doing the Miles Davis story. You think you're going to get what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Miles Davis is a little boy and he's playing a horn, and then you cut to him in this band, and then you go here, and then you go here, and then it goes off. And this is not that film.
No, it's not.
This is damn near an art house film.
Yeah. And also an argument can be made that as much of a name as Miles Davis is, that 2015, is it maybe a little, like, did it maybe miss the window where people are like really checking for a Miles Davis movie?
Well, I think, appropriately enough, what Miles Davis always feared. I think there's that image of Miles Davis towards the end of his life with the long hair and the glasses on. And dare I say, that is a bit of an iconic image. Like, I think the general public, if you see someone wearing that shirt and you go, oh, well, that's Miles Davis.
Right.
But I think when people think about Miles Davis, and, appropriately enough, Kinda Blue is still the best-selling jazz album of all time. Like,
really, is it?
Yeah, they say like people don't own jazz, people don't buy jazz, but if you own one jazz album, people own Kinda Blue.
Don't call it jazz.
Yes, don't call it jazz.
Miles Davis calls
Miles
it
Davis,
social
yes,
music.
calls it social music, and there even that. I'm trying not to go down a rabbit hole with Miles Davis and Electric Miles and everything that goes, because I'm trying to be good.
Okay.
But I think that's the Miles Davis that people know, like the Miles Davis who was in the Gap ad a couple of years ago, or just, somebody has that picture of Miles Davis on their Instagram page to kind of show how cool they are. So that I think it's one part how much time was spent in the 70s. One part that, like, this isn't the Miles Davis that people really think about. But this is not that film, and obviously we're going to recommend this, but like I think I'm strongly recommending it to people who kind of have gotten tired of these movies, like these movies, like kind of these kind of by the numbers movies. But yeah, it's a great film, and everyone in it is great. And I will repeat this about what you said. Emma Yahtzee Connelly, I don't know why in the world she doesn't work more.
I know.
This is our second time talking about her. She was in Ava DuVernay's Middle of Nowhere, another film where she was amazing. And she's just to talk a little bit out of school. I'll give y'all a few details. Lynn said we talked about her before the film started. One of the things I said, one of my pet peeves is when you have these films and a man makes a decision based on how beautiful a woman is. And then as a viewer, I'm like, she ain't even that cute for you to be doing all that.
Right.
I think Emma Yahtzee Connelly, you absolutely understand why Miles Davis stopped everything for her. Like she's a great actress. You got to start with she's a great actress.
And
but
you start there because it's true.
Because it's true.
Fantastic.
But she is gorgeous, like almost distractingly, so that you understand this is who you would choose to play this woman who had such an effect on Miles Davis's life.
Right. Like
this ain't just some random dude who worked down at the factory. This is Miles Davis who stopped everything for this woman.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed this film a great deal.
I did too, man. I'm looking at her filmography. As you mentioned, we did review her in the Middle of Nowhere. And that was actually very early on.
It was
like one of our first 20 episodes, I think. She had a recurring role because she's done some TV work. She had a recurring role on the TV show Ballers, which was the HBO show with The Rock.
I think I knew that. I think talking about my wife watched Ballers.
Oh, really?
And she told me she was on there.
Yeah, she was on there. Had a recurring role, I think, for the last 3 seasons on there. She most recently appeared in the TV show Evil.
Okay.
She did an episode of Evil.
I'll watch that 'cause that's devil stuff.
And she's in a film that actually I just saw. I didn't see this film, but I learned about this film from 2019, coming of age drama Beats.
Okay.
With Anthony Anderson and Uzo Aduba.
Oh, nice cast.
A nice cast. But yeah, she is doesn't show up a lot, and I just really don't understand it. Looking at this film, I'm looking at it, and it of course was released to very good, positive reviews. But it was released in August of 2015.
Okay.
Right. And it went on to gross $5 million in the US and Canada. Like I said, it received generally positive reviews. I can see, August 2015, that's late summer.
Mm-hmm.
getting lost in the shuffle.
Right. Maybe they should have held it a couple of months.
Yeah, like this is definitely like should have been a fall
Yeah.
release.
Yeah.
September, October, around time for those Oscar films, like those, because 2015 we're definitely in the height of Marvel movies.
Right. Right.
And DC trying to battle with the Marvel movies.
Right.
Yeah, so I can definitely see it getting lost in the sauce, and that's a shame. But thanks to streaming, hopefully people can check this film out and revisit it, because it actually is an exceptional piece of work.
Absolutely. So, Lynn, would you recommend Miles Ahead?
Oh, most certainly. Like, I would recommend this wholeheartedly. I watched this film on my own. I can almost like verbatim see the text from my girlfriend. Like, I want to watch Miles Ahead now.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we review a good movie, she wants to, because she's tired of watching the bad movies.
Okay.
Like, she was not here for Leonard Part 6.
Not here for
she
Leonard
was like,
Part 6.
I'm good with that.
Leonard Part 6 is not that good.
Not that good.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that people see Miles Ahead?
Absolutely. And again, I think if you've seen Ray already, which of course you've seen Ray, if you've seen What's Love Got to Do with It, and of course you've seen What's Love Got to Do with You, and if you've seen one more, take your pick.
Yeah.
Of biopic. I think this is a wonderful, appropriately enough, improvisation. Well, not improvisation because it's well thought out, but variation on a theme of the great biopics. And this immediately, besides the two I just named, I think Coal Miner's Daughter is a masterpiece. I think Great Balls of Fire, I think is actually a masterpiece. But
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, the Jerry Lee Lewis story. Like, I'm thinking about the great biopics, obviously Malcolm X. But this very much is going up on my list of great biopics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely. I love in the beginning, like there's a faux interview, a fake interview with Miles Davis with the reporter guy. Like they're filming, they're finally sitting down to record their interview. And the reporter, who, you would learn, at least part of the movie, had more of a personal relationship with Miles Davis, but in the beginning you don't know. So
right.
He's just this voice from off camera.
Right.
And he starts the interview and he's like, "We're here with Miles Davis."
Yes.
Impresario. And Miles is like, I used to tell you a story. Getting all corny with it, just tell it cool.
Tell it cool.
And I think that is what Don Cheadle tried to do with this improvisational look at a specific moment, and two specific moments in Miles Davis' life, was tell the Miles Davis story that Miles Davis wanted to tell you.
Yeah. Look, man. Look.
If Miles Davis could set his life to music, this is what it would be.
That moment, those outlaw music critics just sort of, making up rules as they go along. What is it? Record industry rule number 480.
Record people are shady.
Yeah. But Miles Davis talked about that.
Yeah.
Like, he talked about this, complicated relationship he had with Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia Records.
Right. Like, he was on, I'm trying to be good. Like, he was on Columbia for so many years, which was kind of good and bad. And the thing about it, like, he signs to Columbia, and Columbia wasn't a jazz label.
Right.
Columbia was a pop label. So that really informed the dynamic of all of the Miles Davis business. Like, the business of Miles Davis was always a little different than all these other musicians who were on, Verve and Blue Note and impulse,
typical
like the jazz
traditional
labels.
Jazz labels, yeah.
So there was always this tension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you say, you know, don't call my music jazz. And then, you know, when he turned electric after, you know, the you know, in a silent way in the Bitches Brew period,
Mm-hmm.
and the purists didn't like it. But then he's, you know, I'm just making my music, and like this stuff is catnip for me. Like this moment, because I love this moment, because so much of it is, how do we talk about this music?
I'm sorry, just a quick peek behind the camera. Yes,
that's the ice cream.
There's an ice cream truck.
Look, I'm proud of myself that I'm staying this focused, because you know my instinct is to go get some ice cream.
I know there's an ice cream truck that is literally parked outside the window.
Outside the window. It's are there kids on this block? Because I was about to say, because he's doing the ice cream truck stuff right now.
It's the summer here in Philly. We record right next to windows, ladies and gentlemen. So I could not, in good consciousness, have them closed, even though we have the fan on. So we've heard some ambient noise, and we've got an ice cream truck, which doesn't do the same thing for me anymore. Because when I used to run to the ice cream truck, I would always get a toasted almond bar.
So did I. I love toasted almond bar.
They're not the same.
They're not the same.
They're not the same. Like,
they're not the same.
At once, they're not as big as when I was little. But maybe that's because I'm bigger.
Right.
But they changed the way.
They changed the formula.
It
doesn't taste the same. I know. But still, there's something about getting ice cream from an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
These kids don't know nothing.
They don't know. They don't know
about the ice cream truck.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But yeah, this is fantastic. I will say this.
Somebody's in the chat. Your brother.
Yes, of course.
Wait a minute. What the hell kind of ice cream truck is out at 9 p.m.?
I suspect we could also get some weed.
Which is why these kids don't know about real ice cream trucks.
Yeah, everyone should watch this movie. Everyone should listen to some Miles Davis. Listen to some Miles Davis from different periods of time.
Yes.
Best way to listen to Electric Miles. Don't think of it as jazz, as he would
social
say.
Music.
It's social music, but it's fantastic. I love the Miles Davis criticism from this period, because you get it forced critics to really change their vocabulary about this stuff. We were talking, I think Stanley Crouch died last year, and I talked about how much I admired Stanley Crouch as a writer, even though I didn't agree with a lot of what he believed in. But Stanley Crouch's criticism of Miles Davis' Electric period, like if you ever want to read the most beautifully written rants of hatred, Stanley Crouch talking about Electric Miles is magnificent. He hated Electric Miles so much.
Really?
It was glorious to see him rant about Electric Miles.
Were you a fan of Electric Miles?
I am. I very much am. I think it's a clear connection from Electric Miles to ambient music, to hip hop, to drum and bass, to like a lot of it goes straight to, I think it's On the Block and Tar Baby. I think it's Tar Baby. I think it's called Tar Baby. And of course, Bitches Brew. Bitches Brew is one of my favorite albums of all time. So
Deborah Battle says that she would love a toasted almond bar.
Well, if you were here at Philly at 9:00 at night, you could get one right outside Lynn's window. In fact, everyone can come over right now, because apparently he's never going to move.
Never going to move. He is never going. He's literally camped right in front of my window.
Y'all want us to do it live? We're doing it live.
I feel like I want to run out and get a toasted almond bar.
Well, you know what? You better go ahead and get it while we're on the air, because I guarantee as soon as we say goodnight,
he's leaving.
He's gonna leave.
He's gonna pull out. It's like, well, they're done.
Yeah.
I've missed my window.
All right.
I missed my window.
Water Babies, that's another one.
What a water? I don't know.
It's a Miles Davis album.
Oh,
my brother's. Well, it's me and my brother. We're down with the like that. I remember.
I'm trying. Like I saw Water Babies.
You thought he was having a fit?
No, I actually was
You
like,
thought he was having a fit?
it's like what ice cream cone was
Yeah.
called Water Babies?
Yeah.
That's
My
the same
dad
thing.
had a copy of Bitches Brew that he didn't listen to because I don't know. My dad was real cool on Electric Miles, but I remember me and my brother sitting and listening to Bitches Brew in like the 90s and like finding like the little break beats in there, like, oh, you're a Heavy D dude.
Yes, sir.
You can see what I can see. That sample is from Bitches Brew.
Oh yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. See, I do like jazz. I'm not the jazz head that you were, and I think that's because my parents weren't huge jazz people.
Okay.
So they had a lot of R&B in their house.
Right.
You know, like Nancy Wilson,
Sure.
Nat King Cole, you know, Ray Charles. And then my sister, my older sister, is really the person whose music that I really grew up on, because Saturday morning she'd be, you know, doing her chores and she'd be playing music throughout the house. So I listened to the Temptations, Jackson 5, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Supremes, and all of them. So she is where I really started to cultivate my love of music. So jazz, I really didn't get into until I was an adult. And even then I just never dug deep into it. Look,
my dad liked what he liked. So my dad liked big band stuff, you know, like a lot of Count Basie, you know, like big band, and he liked organ jazz.
Oh, okay.
So like that, you know,
who's that?
Lou Donaldson,
yeah,
you know, organs, and then so a lot of my jazz stuff, like my love, happened when I was an adult. Probably the same way. Like, look, you come at it backwards.
That's
like
true.
I just
Hip-hop.
said how I came to it. Like I 100% came to jazz through hip hop.
That's true.
Like, you know, my dad, I always say my dad introduced me to it, but Pete Rock made me love it.
And Gangstar.
Yeah, and Gangster, yeah. You know, Premier,
the Guru. He did like what?
Yeah,
2-3 albums.
Yeah. But all of them do, you know, digging in the crates and
Tribe.
You know, Diamond D, Q-Tip. I mean, just the actual DJs.
Yeah.
Who were pulling
Diamond D. That's a good one.
Right, like, you know.
Yeah, that was the whole digging in the crates crew, right?
Yeah. Who? The Beat Miners.
Yeah.
You know, the Beat Nuts.
Yeah.
Like all of them dudes.
Yeah.
Made me kind of.
Yeah. And Pete Rock is like he will pull some horns.
Look, man.
Pete Rock horns.
Look.
All
Donald Byrd probably should be sending Pete Rock thank you notes right now.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of them.
Yeah, all them dudes.
Because they understand.
Bobby Hutcherson, like them. Okay.
All right.
All right. We should probably go. We should.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, because 70s jazz, when they were all them companies was about to go out of business, and then they told the jazz players, you need to make something funky for the kids. Yeah. And then the jazz players, they all said, hold my drink.
Yes. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we tell you what we're going to be watching next week, we invite you to check out the Micheaux Mission 2 Men 1 podcast. Every Black film ever made, the Micheaux Mission is produced by Vincent Williams and Len Webb. It is edited by Len Webb. It is co-produced by Maurice Popular. Check him out at ashyfeet.com. You can check out his Sheboygan Nights. Our theme music is by Alexa Gold. Check out Alexa Gold music for her new releases. More coming soon, trust me. And our social media is by Toya Haynes, who ain't doing social media for nobody else, so don't at her.
See. No, we're gonna get a text about that.
No, she's not.
Okay.
She told me that.
All right. Go ahead.
Check out the MichelleMission.com, where you can hit swag and check out the cool designs and gifts via our good friends at T Public, including our 6 Degrees of Dervell Martin designs. We have 2 new designs that'll be going up next week that aren't even Dervell Martin designs, but we hope that you will check them out. Always feel free to hit us up via email at MichelleMission@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail at 215-867-9666. Follow the Michaud Mission on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Michaud Mission. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch at the Michaud Mission, which is a proud member of The Podglomerate, thepodglomerate.com. They make podcasts work. If you really want to help our show, give us a 5-star rating and a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because that really helps our ranking in all their algorithms. Next week, Black Music Month continues, and it is Vincent's selection. And for this time, Vincent is the one who dug in the crates, and he went all the way back to 1988.
That's right.
And speaking of Clint Eastwood,
Mhm.
he went to a slept on Clint Eastwood joint, as it were.
Oh, a bit controversial.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker plays Charlie Parker, better known as Bird, from 1988. Next week here on the Michaud Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.
And Bird would have been better with me along.